Evolution is like the world of business. If you find the right niche, you're guaranteed to thrive. Some animals in our world have adapted to their specific ecosystem so effectively that it completely blows the mind. The skills of some creatures on Earth are so unique, weird, and incredibly impressive, you'll struggle to believe they're even real. From love gun harpoons and explosive defenses to gigantic appetites and half-millennium lifespans, here are 10 animals with awesome skills. Number 10. The immortal jellyfish. The scarlet jellyfish, also known as Turritopsis dohrnii, has recently been named the immortal jellyfish, and for good reason. These jellyfish have the astounding ability to revert their own life cycle, seemingly at will. Through a series of processes that we have yet to fully understand, the jellyfish reassigns the function of its cells, allowing it to revert to earlier stages in its life cycle. Scientists have even witnessed jellyfish go through the life cycle multiple times. This means there are only two ways for this creature to die: if they're eaten by a predator or if they contract the disease. The process the jellyfish undergoes is called transdifferentiation, and its ability to reassign cell functions has incredible implications for the treatment of human problems like aging and cancer. Unfortunately, harnessing this won't be easy, as unsurprisingly, humans and jellyfish are substantially different. In the meantime, we can all marvel at the fact that while we will inevitably grow old and die, strapped into a recliner watching Stranger Things for the 48th time, these little blobs will still be kicking in the blue. Number 9. Bornean ninja slug. The Borneo ninja slug is found in Sabah and gets its name for its creative use of projectiles. These long-tailed yellow-green slugs shoot love darts at potential mates from sniping spots high up in the canopy. These darts are made of calcium carbonate and give a whole new meaning to the long-distance relationship. The darts, produced inside the males and shot out at speed, penetrate the female skin and release a hormone suspected to increase the male's chances for reproduction. It's not 100% effective, however, so for all those male ninja slugs out there, don't get over-reliant. Number 8. Nature's rock climbers. You may have experienced some severely sweaty palms after watching that viral video of a goat climbing up a vertical dam in Italy a few years ago. Despite the height, the goat seemed alright. And it's all because that brave climber is an alpine ibex mountain goat. These wall scalers live in the steep mountains of the European Alps and feed on any available vegetation. They're perfectly adapted for the climb, boasting short legs, strong muscles, and split hooves with sharp sides and concave undersides. Alpine ibex are even bouncier than regular goats. Without a running start, they can jump 6 feet in the air. Their excellent gripping hooves and immaculate balance come in handy on particularly treacherous climbs for food and nutrition, as sheer rock faces often feature salty mineral deposits. Salt is vital for nerve and muscle functions, particularly in alpine locations where food can be scarce. So if you see an animal licking a wall, they're not just being weird. Salt is likely the explanation. Number 7. Sperm whale. The majestic sperm whale will blow your mind with more than just its blowhole. Like other whales, the sperm whale uses echolocation and vocalizations, but theirs reach 230 decibels, comparable to the sound of an air rifle firing right next to you. This impressive feat, achieved by the whale forcing pressurized air between its lips, makes the sperm whale the loudest animal on Earth. Equally awesome is how long they can hold their breath. Sperm whales can go 90 minutes without resurfacing for a gasp of the good stuff. Compared with our human record of 24 minutes, we've clearly got a ways to go. Whales are able to hold their breath for so long because of their body's high concentrations of electrically charged proteins called hemoglobin and myoglobin, which help store oxygen in blood and muscle. Number 6. Malaysian exploding ant. Kamikaze soldier ants are found in Malaysia and Brunei and are willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good of the colony. The body of this ant features poison-filled glands, and when serious danger faces the colony, the ant will violently contract its muscles, rupturing the glands and spraying the poison in all directions. The poison, a sticky chemical irritant, coats all nearby predators, potentially immobilizing them. Termites also have the ability to become suicide bombers. They grow 2 backpacks containing a deadly poison as they age, allowing them to help defend the colony when attacked. If an attacker bites the poison gland, it will burst, sticking to intruders and corroding their bodies. And you thought your sister had a short temper. Number 5. Cancer detecting dogs. Dogs have extremely powerful noses with 300 million scent receptors, in addition to a secondary smelling device in the backs of their noses called Jacobson's organ. This latter organ allows dogs to uniquely detect certain volatile compounds by scent, which may offer an explanation for their incredible ability to detect cancer. Various studies beginning in the 80s have investigated this seemingly miraculous claim, with some contention over the years. However, a 2004 study published in the British Medical Journal claimed with substantial authority that dogs can be trained to distinguish patients with bladder cancer on the basis of urine odor more successfully than would be expected by chance alone. Amazingly, some of these specially trained dogs are correct in their detection more than 95% of the time, a rate higher than some lab diagnosis methods. Get that dog a lab coat and a stethoscope. There's a new doctor in town, though I hear his methods are a little rough. Number 4. CRYO-FROGS. The North American wood frog can be found throughout the forests of Alaska and the Northeast in the United States. This frog, which is usually around 3 inches in length, may look unassuming, but those black eyes hide a chilling secret. In an unbelievable feat of survival, the North American wood frog is able to freeze over through the winter. They practice cryogenics with enough expertise to make even Walt Disney shiver. Once frozen, these frogs don't breathe and their hearts stop beating. They survive by storing high amounts of urine in their blood, which mixes with glucose produced in the liver, creating a homemade antifreeze. This prevents the cells in their bodies becoming too dehydrated, which is vital, as losing more than 60% of cells' water results in the process becoming irreversible. Once spring rolls around, the frogs thaw, their hearts start beating again, and they hop out into the warmer weather. There's still a great deal of mystery around frogs' abilities to survive this process, but if we can crack it, the possible applications for humans in things like space travel are endless. Number 3. The magic memory worm. Planarian flatworms are little-known creatures that reside in both saltwater and freshwater rivers and ponds. They can reproduce either sexually or asexually, with the former type being hermaphrodites. This of course means they're not particularly fussy when it comes to the junk of their potential partners. Planarians possess the skill of regeneration, which is the ability to regrow lost body parts. This is incredible on its own. But there's more. When planarians are cut into pieces, each piece of their body can regenerate into another complete organism over a mere matter of weeks. Just imagine someone cutting your leg off, only for your leg to regenerate into an identical twin or clone servant. Leg boy, fetch me more wine. The key to this fascinating ability is the presence of adult stem cells that are commonly referred to as neoblasts. These cells can be assigned any function and can self-replicate as needed. But the most incredible thing about planarians was discovered in a 2013 study carried out at Tufts University in Massachusetts. The study found that when a planarian's head is cut from its body and the body is left to grow a new head, the regenerated head somehow retains the memories and knowledge of the old one. The original worms were familiarized with an environment, learning to tolerate light and open spaces, which usually they instinctively avoid. Amazingly, these learned characteristics were passed down to the replicated worms after the removal of the entire head, including the brain. This seems to suggest some level of memory and knowledge storage occurs within DNA, which threatens to shake our understanding of how information is passed from generation to generation. Does this mean somewhere deep down, you might remember the night when your parents made you? Oh dear God. I wouldn't worry too much though, unless your dad can secretly self-replicate. Imagine all the dad jokes if he could. Ugh. Number 2. Black swallower. This bizarre fish lives up to 10,000 feet below the surface and can be best described as a terror of the deep with a severe case of the munchies. Despite only growing to a maximum of 10 inches, black swallowers are renowned for their unbelievable appetites, which are comparable to a toasted Californian at an all-you-can-eat buffet. In 2007, a dead swallower was found off the coast of the Cayman Islands. Its gut had essentially popped because it swallowed a 34-inch mackerel. But how? evolution has engineered these fish with the ability to sneak up behind their prey and swallow it whole. Their long, hooked front teeth point inward as they latch onto their next meal. Because its stomach is ridiculously stretchy, the swallower can huff down prey up to 10 times its own mass. Imagine the food coma. The black swallower can encounter some issues when eating though. If their stomach can't digest their meal in time, natural decomposition of the prey may begin. The gaseous byproducts of this can inflate and eventually burst the swallower's gut, usually killing them in the process. Their gut balloons and floats to the surface of the water, which is the easiest way to locate these sea-dwelling creatures. Eyes bigger than your belly doesn't seem to apply to this ravenous fellow. Time for a few honorable mentions that didn't quite make the cut. There's the luminous ostracod or seed shrimp, which allows fish to spit fire. It's not super hot though. When the shrimp is threatened, it induces an internal chemical reaction which produces light. This is the last thing a fish wants in the deep dark depths, as it will alert its own predators to its position. So the fish spits out the shrimp in a fantastical blaze, allowing it to go about its day. Then there are dung beetles, who live off of feces and can push and pull over 1,000 times their own body weight. Perhaps we should all enjoy some poutine powder before our workouts too. Finally, there's the kangaroo rat. These hilarious looking animals never drink water in their entire lives, living solely off of moisture and food. Number 1. Geriatric sharks. The Greenland shark lives in the freezing waters of the Arctic and is Earth's longest living vertebrate. These ancient beasts reach sexual maturity at 150 years old and can live up to 500 years. In 2016, scientists confirmed that one particularly well-matured 400-year-old Greenland shark is the oldest known living vertebrate currently on Earth, but they're capable of living even longer. The age of the ancient beast, alongside others, was determined by analyzing the cells of the shark's eye lens. Because their lenses grow outward from an initial layer over time, with each new layer staying pretty much the same after it's formed, scientists can identify the age of the sharks, like counting the rings of a tree. But what's the secret to their miraculous longevity? Activated almonds and apple cider vinegar. Just kidding. The cold in which they live is associated with a very slow metabolism and maturation, meaning their cells denature at a much slower rate than ours. Their hearts only beat once every 12 seconds or so, which is pretty insightful. After all, less use means less wear and tear. This slowness of life is really the key, so if you want to live forever, rewatch this video on half speed. If it doesn't work, let me know in 500 years. So, which animal surprised you the most? Let me know in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching.